Okay, teachers, this is an overview for you on how to collect student work in Schoology. In other words, you want them to submit their work to you as an electronic document rather than a physical paper document. It starts out with the assignment itself, which you would create in this Add Materials option, right? So you do Add Materials, Add Assignment, and you type in the name, the description, etc. I'm going to open this one that I've already created to save time here. So I gave it a name. I told students to click on the link for directions, which I'm going to link in here. I did a due date and point value, gave it a grading category, all those normal things you do. Now, the part where you have to be careful that you do this in order to collect their work is this little box with the little green arrow. It needs to be highlighted. If I click it, see how it turns gray? So that would mean that there is no drop box for students. So you want to make sure it shows like that, and that's going to allow students to submit work to this assignment. Once it's created, it shows up like the normal assignments do, but because you created a Dropbox, the students are going to have an option to submit to this. So let's go take a look at what the students would see. Now we're looking at the student view of the same course. The students logged in is going to see the materials down the center, going to see this upcoming column to remind them that this assignment is due. So this is the assignment we just created, this analysis essay. The student can click on either here or over here in upcoming, it doesn't matter. It's going to take them to the assignment directions. Now, the main thing the student's going to do is come over here and see this submissions column. Now, I've already submitted something to this for another demonstration, so mine says resubmit. If a student was doing this for the first time, it would just say submit assignment. So the student clicks on here, they're going to choose resources so that they can look in their Google Drive. They're going to choose their essay and they're going to import this to turn it in. So again, this is all what the student is doing to submit to you. So it's showing two submissions again because I had done this once before. So the student just did their piece of it to turn in their essay. So now we're going to go back and look at what you would see as the teacher to collect this and grade it. Okay, now we're back as the teacher looking at the same course. Notice up here in reminders it says one ungraded assignment submission. So that's the one that you just watched me submit. So I click on that and it's showing to this analysis essay assignment. So you click in there, and again, this is you as the teacher. So you're seeing the assignment and it shows that this person has submitted and it needs to be graded. So if you click on that, it's going to open the submission. Let's fix the view here so that we can actually see this. Okay, so again, this is you as the teacher looking at this assignment. Okay, so you're seeing the document that I submitted here in the center, and you can read it just like you would normal. There's some tools up here that allow you to make comments and highlight. So like you can hit highlight and maybe there's some sort of grammatical error, like you don't like this comma, and you can highlight there. Maybe there's a comment that you want to make, so you come over here and you click on this little add note option. You click in there and say good paragraph, etc. There's also a pen tool where you could circle something and make, point saying that should be over there. There's several tools for you to use. Now, to actually grade this, to give them a grade, I set this one up with a rubric. So when I click up here and grade, it's going to open the rubric that I made, and I can say I liked this needs to improve, mechanics were pretty good, and you can add notes over here on the side for the ones that you mark down, or if you want to give them encouragement on the good ones, and you save this. If you don't set it up with a rubric, this box would just be an open field that you could click and type a number into. So notice it auto saves. So once you type it and it says saved, you can either close this one, or if there's other student submissions, there's going to be a little arrow that shows up here that you can click forward to the next submission. Okay, so you just graded an electronically submitted document on Schoology. The last thing we're going to look at is what the student would see when they go back to see what you've graded. Okay, so now we're back as a student viewing this same course. This is the main page. The student would come over here and click on grades, which is the grades for this course. You'll notice again that this is a student view. The student's going to see their overall grade because all they have so far is this one assignment. Now, the little paper icon here is not something you can click on. So a lot of students get confused, like how do I see what was done? There's two different things. One of them, if you click on this little box, again, if a rubric was used, the student's able to view the rubric and see how they were graded. If there were comments that were entered, they would see the little speech bubbles that they could click on to see the comments. In order to see the actual paper and the comments that you put in the paper, the student has to click on the name of the assignment here. And then once they're in here, they actually have to click on the revision that they submitted. So they click on this and it opens up the document. Takes a second here depending on the speed of their internet. And now they can actually see the stuff that you put in here. So see the highlight that we made here. We circled this word, we added this note. So this is how the students go back and see the specific detail of what you put on their electronic paper. Hopefully that helps you see all the pieces of how this fits together and how you could grade student work using Schoology.